against the Atlanta Hawks. This is the last game of January. So once we reach the end of December, it'll be January. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We got 13 games of January, so that's a good. But yeah, man, we're going up against the Atlanta Hawks. If y'all enjoyed this video so much, make sure you leave a comment down below, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Don't even forget to have a like, comment, and subscribe, please, guys. I've been doing a really good job, and yeah, man, we're going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Hopefully, y'all day is going well. Mine's is.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by Kia.
Greetings and welcome to 2K Sports. I rarely say greetings, but I just did. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, alongside Kenny and Shaq. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Detroit Pistons as they go up against the Atlanta Hawks. Looking at the Hawks, they dropped the first matchup against this squad, but they'll try to even the series in tonight's game. And Kyle Korver, one of the best shooters in the game today. It took him a while to get to this level, but that just speaks to his work ethic, doesn't it, Kenny?
Yes. Korver has always been a great shooter, but an elite shooter that he is today, that's work. There's no way to be this great a shooter without putting in the work.
Now your turn, Shaq.
And he's improved dramatically in every aspect of his game, not just on the offensive side. Pretty good on the defensive end.
That's good coffee. Oh, what am I doing? Kevin Harlan, take it away.
Welcome, everyone, to this 2K Sports broadcast live in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Phillips Arena. Now, the holidays always bring us some incredible NBA action. That's certainly what we have in store for us today. Joined in the booth with Greg Anthony and Brett Berry, this is Kevin Harlan. Our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. Taking a look at Detroit, they're hoping they can carry over some of that momentum from their undefeated homestand.
You know, Kevin, on the heels of such a strong homestand, I think that can be the perfect launching pad for a team going on the road with confidence to continue their good play.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge out on the sideline. David?
Well, the Atlanta Hawks continue to build a team-first culture. Mike Budenholzer talked about how the players believe in each other and enjoy playing together. You hear it from the players themselves. They hold each other in high esteem, they play unselfishly, and they're having fun doing it. They're still called Spurs East, and you can see why, Kevin.
All about playing together, David. Thank you. An excellent matchup at the center position tonight, Brent. Do centers take it as personal challenges when they are in that marquee matchup with the name as big as theirs?
I think they do, Kevin, but with the way the game is played nowadays, I think it gets a little frustrating for centers because we often don't see teams just pounding it down into the block or finding guys in the post. So the way that they have to impact the game isn't the way that we're used to in the 70s and 80s with huge scoring outputs. It's more about offensive rebounding, great screen setting, and shot blocking.
They're so hard to officiate, too. Sometimes they don't know what they can and cannot do from night to night.
And the fact that the game is so spread out, all of a sudden when centers are in the middle of all that action and it looks physical, maybe more fouls get called because we're just not used to seeing that much banging going on in the middle.
All right, let's set the floor. Courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. John Lure's out there with Marcus Morris. And it's Drummond in at the 5, roaming the paint. And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Here's Howard. It's Drummond with the rebound. Caldwell Pope against Korver. Millsap with the steal. Outside Korver. There's the pass to Millsap, who kicks to Howard. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Well, you had the feeling that Dwight Howard was going to move on from Houston this last offseason. Ends up opting out and signing on with his hometown team, the Atlanta Hawks. Got a sizable 3-year deal as well.
First free throw is good. And for Howard, he was courted by several teams in free agency, arguably the biggest name at the center spot.
Well, he met with several teams that would have been a good fit, but I think the hometown factor was too hard to pass up with Atlanta. Might be his last big contract in the league. Might as well take it for the team you loved growing up.
No good on the second free throw.
And Dwight Howard, he's lost some explosiveness over the years, but still remains an intimidating presence when he's healthy. I wouldn't necessarily call him a number one option on the offensive end, but still great in the pick and roll, better than most when it comes to posting, and defensively, when he's moving well, a straight beast.
Find the lane. Find the lane. One shot.
Talking about Howard's defense, he's blocking fewer shots these days, but he remains extremely difficult to score against in the paint.
Yeah, statistically, opponents still struggle to shoot against him. He has the power and instincts to stop most true centers from getting comfortable on the blocks, and his reputation goes a long way toward unnerving opponents.
Now, here's Schroeder, who picked up 12 points in the last one against New York.
And he also was really tenacious about attacking the D and creating wide-open shots for his other guys. That's why his teammates love him.
Morris with the bucket.
And right out of the gates, they are locked and loaded. 3 straight scores early.
He kicks to Howard. Now, here's Schroeder, guarded close. Back to Sefolosha. 6 to shoot.
At 6'8", Millsap is still a threat to get up in the air and get those down.
Jackson kicks to Caldwell Pope. Passes it to Lou. Here's Jackson. Oh, good on the 3. For Atlanta, they call out just 104 to get this team started. Korver passes to Schroeder. To Millsap. Puts it up from 15. Rebound, Detroit. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
Nearly flawless offensively from start to finish there, and really just an impressive win.
You want to talk about a game plan working to perfection. Just take a look at that game. They were lethal at the offensive end.
Down low, here's Howard, and there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Well, I tell you what, it didn't take long for everyone to recognize that Andre Drummond was going to be a dominant rebounder in this league. He just inhales everything within his reach out on the floor. And then he's got that great blend of length and strength to get after every miss. Incredible feet and hands to go along with that. And this is a guy that just has superstar written all over.
And it's hard to stop talking about Drummond. The rebounding, of course, helps him get the easy points. When it comes on the offensive end of the court, Greg, a terrific offensive rebounder.
It's almost like a feedback loop with him. I mean, you get an offensive board, he gets an easy score. He starts getting on a roll, and then the next thing you know, he's blowing up for a 20-20 game.
And so he's able to get 1 of 2. And they say it's a players' league. How much do you think, Brent, does coaching make? What kind of difference does it make in the NBA compared to other leagues? And how much is it motivating players, the main job of a coach?
The best coaches in our league, Kevin, aren't really the X's and O's guys that can draw up a play in a timeout. It's about massaging the character of your team, being able to take the pulse of your team and the temperature of your team, and during the right times during the season, be able to activate maybe your brain in a different way and get you out of the monotony of what an 8-month season is about. So some of the more creative minds in our game are not the X's and O's guys, but the ones who try to do a little something different just to tweak you, to keep you engaged, and make sure they get the best out of it.
Great insight. Here's Johnson following the basket by Dwight Howard. And he gets the kind bounce as that one drops in for him. Johnson's got his first basket of the night. Here in the last game for the Atlanta Hawks, it was a win against the New York Knicks.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, offensively, they got all the momentum behind them, got the D on the ropes, and they just kept throwing haymakers.
Here's Young following the bucket by the Hawks. The 11-footer. The rebound by Humphries. The Hawks trail by 4. And Jack kicks to Humphries. Pass to Howard. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And inside is where Howard does the most damage, especially how he gets these calls.
For Atlanta, they have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2. That free throw, no good. So for the Hawks, Splitter comes in for Chris Humphries. And Mike Scott subbed in for Paul Millsap. He hits the second from the line.
And the defensive prowess of Howard is simply phenomenal. Not only a shot blocking master, but his mere presence alone makes shooters incredibly nervous.
Back to Harris. Here's the feed to Harris. 1 second left. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. And so the first quarter is in the books. The Pistons on top. They lead by 5. 2K Sports, back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. Second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
A lot of tough D being played by them so far. It's been the difference maker.
Very physical, very active. Their defense has all the components needed to get stops.
Pistons leading by 5. On the floor for Detroit, Harris in at point guard. Caldwell Pope out there with Tobias Harris. It's Young, and it's Drummond in at the center position. Now, here is Young. He's coming off a 10-point game against Milwaukee.
The first thing you talk about with the Hawks is the versatility and the depth of their front court. Not the biggest inside, but certainly their skill level is a cut above, and they can hurt you in many ways.
Hard to believe that a player as talented as Drummond slipped the number 9 in the draft, but that's what happened to him. You knew the potential was there, and you know what? He's lived up to what he can do.
Yeah, and remember, the fears were he was just too raw coming into the NBA. Always had an NBA-ready body, and he is physically imposing at times. But credit him for working hard to play to his strengths. It's why he's developed into a star.
Morris is checked in for Detroit. Smith comes in for Harris. Commissioner Adam Silver said he'd like to see the league institute 2 years on a college restriction. Brent, you played 4 years in college. I know you think that helps you. Do you think that the for the NBA.
Interesting conversations I've had, Kevin, over the past 3 or 4 years with younger coaches in the NBA is the fact that with younger players, they have to take so much time to teach them fundamental things that chunks up a lot of the time that they would have in order to get their team ready for game 30, game 40. And so that teaching is really holding back a lot of teams from being as competitive as they should be once they get their season started. So 2 years, I think, is a great idea from Commissioner Silver. We'll see if that happens.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Pistons raised a few eyebrows when they took Stanley Johnson with the 8th pick overall in 2015. Now, he's a great athlete, but some thought there were better basketball prospects available. Stan Van Gundy says, what you've got to bank on is a player's work ethic and commitment to being great. There's just something about him. He is a great competitor. Kevin?
He's built like a tank. T.A., thanks. Thank you very much. And Detroit has possession. After the basket by Atlanta. Tips it. And Splitter pulls it down. Action gone nice. 3 of 3 to start the second. Shot by Jack. Wide open. A three-pointer is right on target. Jack's got 5 points in the quarter. Smith kicks the Caldwell Pope. Feeds it to Morris. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. And the Pistons lead by 1. Splitter sets a screen. Jack dishes to Scott. He feeds it to Schroeder. Puts up a 3. They get it back. Here's Splitter. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there. And one on Caldwell Pope.
Well, Splitter is clever, so you have to be careful around the basket. Tricky player.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Performed well thus far this season with a 78% clip.
Casualty of the Spurs, freeing up space for LaMarcus Aldridge. They had to trade away Thiago Splitter. He went off to Atlanta.
Yeah, no surprise there, the connection with Budenholzer and the Spurs in tracking down Thiago Splitter to make him a nice addition to this basketball team. One thing you'd like to see is to have Thiago Splitter have a few healthy seasons before it's all said and done.
Both shots good from the strike.
Well, Hawks coach Mike Budenholzer, his players will tell you, does a great job of being inclusive, making everybody from the stars to the reserves feel like they matter. He's establishing a collective trust. It makes a difference on the court. You can see the communication between staff and player.
Here's Jack. After the made shot from Andre Drummond. Millsap left side. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Right on the bucket. Millsap's got the lead up to 1 now over Atlanta.
Well, the D providing some resistance there, but remember, Paul Millsap, NBA All-Star.
Basket counts, and it's 9 points for Drummond. I heard Coach Bud holds team dinners at Brady calls it breaking bread, trying to create that feeling of community, trying to bond the team together.
Well, you always want to feel like the coach is doing more than just coaching you. That part of the job for him is caring about what's going on. There's also a great sense of open-door policy that if you want to go in and talk to your coach, he's available whenever and wherever to do that. So all of that sense of community and camaraderie, that comes through in Atlanta.
Here's Lure, following the basket by Paul Millsap. And that one's good. Drummond.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Split it with a screen on Smith. Check for 3. And it's Lure with the rebound. The Pistons lead. Jackson passes to Smith. There's 48 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. 2 points. That one goes.
And it's coming easy for him right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Got a piece of it. Splitter gets it over to Schroeder. Splitter. The shot's good, and the assist by Schroeder. Splitter's got 4 this quarter.
Well, that's some grit and grind from Splitter to bury himself inside the paint, gets the ball, and finishes quite easily over D.
Jack against Smith. Drummond dishes to Lou. Here's Jackson. No scoring in from him, but that's likely to change. Just 4 seconds left now here in the second. Schroeder. And released it in time, but it's off the mark. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Pistons lead by 4. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Here with Coach Mike Budenholzer. Coach, probably not the defensive effort you were hoping for thus far.
Yeah, no, our defense isn't where it needs to be. I think they're getting open looks, we're over-shifting, and then we're not committing to shooters. Just not very good defensive effort so far.
Mike, thanks very much for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
Bring it in. We've not won this game yet. Listen up, gentlemen. Millsap is a problem for us. They will keep feeding him on the block until we give them a reason to stop. I want us to front him on the block, put some pressure on that entry pass, and force them to swing the ball around. No easy buckets. Now let's get out there and win this game.
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
I tell you what, though, it's going to be important to see if they can slow him down in the second half, because so far they have not had anybody that can disrupt his rhythm down low.
So let's think about the options. You front him or you bring the quick double team, but yeah, he's having a monster game in the post.
Peter runs the point with Corbin to his side. Howard is out there with Paul Millsap. And it's Sefolosha in at the 3, the small forward. They're the group for Mike Budenholzer starting the second half. The Pistons shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. First free throw is good.
And, you know, if you ask any great player, what separates good from great in terms of the NBA is confidence. And Reggie Jackson has never been short on having confidence. I mean, he feels as if he's been a star ever since he came into this league and just needed the opportunity. And I tell you what, I think he's right. I mean, he's made the most of it coming over to Detroit and did not skip a beat. And I tell you what, Stan Van Gundy's very happy to have him at the helm of that point guard.
And trust me, Dennis Schroeder would love to score the basketball, but his ability to set up his teammates is also effective.
Now Jackson. Here's Caldwell Pope. No good with the triple. Schroeder against Jackson. He passes to Millsap.
We have to talk about Paul Millsap with glowing remarks to his skill set. It's one of the most skilled power forwards the NBA has, and you look up and down the stat sheet, he'll do it all. He'll block and steal and rebound and have assists. And oh, by the way, now able to stretch the floor out as a three-point shooter.
The first one falls. Both free throws good for Millsap. A tight game here in Atlanta. Jackson kicks to Caldwell Pope. And the dunk by Jackson.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this guy.
Well, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
And that's what we're seeing more and more. Point guards who can finish as well as they make the play.
And Schroeder missing. And Millsap, since moving to the Eastern Conference rank, finally enjoying the recognition he deserves.
Yeah, a multiple-time All-Star, and he just keeps getting better. Even as he enters his 30s, Paul Millsap puts up impressive statistics.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, as always, the Atlanta Hawks run that fluid offensive system that is widely admired. You know, Steve Kerr, our old friend, used to say they get to the next level of their offense. Take away the first option, they automatically get to the second. Take that one, they automatically and fluidly get to the third option. Very few teams do that. Kevin?
Passing and shooting, D, that's what it's all about. Thank you. Muscala, he's checked in for Paul Millsap. So Detroit going with an almost entire new group here. Marjanovic checked in for Drummond. Harris comes in for Lure. Young's checked in for Marcus Morris. And Harris subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Here's Schroeder. And a miss there on the triple.
But his offense just has not been there tonight. And he needs to step up his game because there's still time to recover.
Harris passes to Marjanovic. He dishes it to Young. Misses in close.
And he has more than enough strength to fight for the D and convert that one. I'm surprised he came up short there.
And you played all the backcourt positions, including shooting guard. So much said the talent level at the two guard has fallen off a bit of late. Would you agree with that?
I think it's been an interesting shift, Kevin, in the NBA with regards to the scoring point and how much there are guards in our league who initiate offense not with the pass, but more with their ability to get to the rim, eventually get to the foul line, their ability to score the basketball and run pick-and-roll offenses. And with how quick teams are playing, maybe there are fewer opportunities for shooting guards to get the ball in positions where they can score.
But two guards have got to handle the ball. We're seeing that more and more, that versatility is important for teams.
No question about it. A lot of coaches are looking for complementary two guards or small forwards out there that can get to the right spots and then make the next play. After your point guard draws defense, can the next man on your team be just as effective with his pass, with his scoring? Then you got a combination that can do some damage.
Atlanta making a switch here. Jack's checked in. Clock at 4. Here's Marjanovic. He trains the turnaround jump shot. Marjanovic has got his first bucket of the night.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking it down.
Got that bucket.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Harris. The kick out to Young. This is to Johnson. Harris passes to Johnson, and he banks in the layup. Johnson's got his second bucket of the night.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
And Jack kicks the sky. There's 1:38 left in the third. Here's the dish to Korver. Jack against Harris. For the tie. A rebound by Young. Pistons leading by 3. And it's good. Cut through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, just remarkable focus by Young to nail the shot. The D's starting to rough him up a little bit, but in the end, it doesn't matter.
Hawks making a switch here. Humphries checked in. Detroit also making some changes. John Moore comes in for Marjanovic, and it's Caldwell Pope in for Johnson. Jack dishes to Scott. We've got 1:08 left in the third quarter of the game. And Jack kicks to Muscala. Scott. Oh, good on the triple.
Well, sometimes when you're that wide open, you start to overthink it, and it looks like that's what he did there.
Detroit, no good that time either.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
He kicks it to Muscala. Wants to get to Humphries and does. And he makes that one. Humphries has got his second basket of the game.
No issues on that one. Good work all around.
Young. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Harris has got 3 assists in the game. The Hawks trail by 6. And there's the pass to Humphries. They set the pick. Jack passes to Muscat. Humphries kicks to Scott. Passes it to Jack. Expanding his range. He doesn't hit that one. The third quarter comes to a close. Pistons ahead, up 6. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our fourth quarter coming up next. Let's listen in on what Mike Budenholzer had to say to his team in the huddle.
Keep driving it. Get to the free throw line. Keep playing without fouling. Everybody rebound. Get a rebound. Get a rebound.
Mike Budenholzer asking his guys to be aggressive on both ends, but to stay smart about it and clean the glass.
Yeah, I mean, he wants them to get to the free throw line, but at the same time, wants to keep the other team from doing so. Really a tough balancing act.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. Harris in its shooting guard. Tobias Harris is out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Young, and it's Jackson, and at the 1 spot.
Interesting to see Splitter really emerging from the free throw line. Struggled early in his career, but has been better every year since.
And that one falls for Splitter.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And Splitter drops them both.
And among NBA bigs, he is known for his ability to deliver at the free throw line.
Harris outside. To the paint. Here's Drummond. And Drummond with the jam.
What a feel for the game. Fred shredding the defense with his ability to find the open man.
The Hawks trail by 6. Who kicks to Splitter. Millsap a screen. And here's Cephalosha for 3. Gets hauled in by Harris. And, well, Detroit shooting a tremendous 61% from the floor. Hitting at all cylinders. Great open look there.
And you're asking for more trouble than you can handle if you're going to let him just roam free from beyond the arc.
A few possessions into the fourth quarter, just over that play. Here's Millsap. He sinks the 11-footer.
Millsap's mid-range J is getting more and more consistent. When he elevates for those shots, you expect most of those to go.
On the way to Harris. By Cephalosha. Harris dishes to Drummond. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
That one is off. So for the Pistons, Marcus Morris has checked in for Young, and Smith subbed in for Harris. Good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. In the corner, Cephalosha with it. Millsap kicks to Howard. The Hawks working the ball around. At the top of the key, Millsap. Shot clock at 5. Toss to Splitter. Goes up with a strike and misses it off the right side of the rim.
It looked like he was in rhythm to shoot that one, guys, especially as open as he was. Splendid.
Jackson kicks to Morris. Back to Jackson. Morris a screen. Smith the pass to Morris. He gets it in there. Morris has got the lead up to 9 now for Detroit.
Terrific job by Smith to dish that one off to his open teammate right there.
Pass to Millsap. Just a little under 2.5 minutes of pass now here in the fourth. Good work defensively by Morris.
Another rebound hauled in. They're hitting the glass with a lot of passion.
Harris dishes to Drummond. To the paint. Smith with the basket on the assist by Drummond. And now it's an 11-point Piston lead.
Not phased at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would.
Well, if he was wearing a badge, he'd be one of courage. He rose up and actually took that shot.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. Outside Jackson. Harris kicks to Smith. And stolen by Howard. And here's the fast break. Millsap leading the way. The feed to Schroeder. Tipped away. Stolen by Jackson. At the elbow, it's Harris.
You know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
And still a big wish list item for Commissioner Silver, creating a 2 years out of high school requirement for players coming into the NBA.
It's going to be interesting, Kevin. I'm all for anybody who has a talent to do something, to be exposed to do it as soon as you possibly can. But for the good of the league, for the product as a whole, I think 2 years in college would be a great rule for our league. It will save coaches time from teaching these young players how it is to be a pro and to play the pro game.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Atlanta. And a switch here also for Detroit. Aldwell Pope, who's checked in for Ish Smith. And Harris drops them both. The Hawks trail by 11. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. The Pistons have gone a perfect 4-4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that. Jackson passes to Harris. To the paint. Out to Morris. 6 to shoot. Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. And stolen by Howard. Schroeder with the ball. There's a minute left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Millsap, and it's sent back by Drummond.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Pistons.
Look at their number of assists.
You know, they didn't get stuck in those one-on-one situations, and they got the ball to the guys with the best matchups. Easy drives, open jumpers, and great ball movement.
And on the year, this will turn out to be win number 34 for them.
And in a 3-game season series, they take the first 2, and certainly they've had the edge in this matchup. And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Andre Drummond.
He did anything and everything it takes to get the job done on the offensive end tonight. There was just no tool in the shed that he did not use against his opponent. And look at that explosion of points. He was awesome.
Drops the first one and brings them to within 10. And Jarrett Jack drops them both. 26 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Johnson. Scott pulls it in. Here's Atlanta now. They trail by 9 points. That's the free fly. Muscala misses. Johnson kicks to Young. And so it's Detroit with the W. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.
So who's next, man? We going to South Beach next? The fans going to be crazy. Ooh, no doubt, man. But we're going to put an L on them just like we did to these folks tonight. Yeah, count on that. Bet that, bet that.
All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Got 13 games, guys. So on the next episode, we'll be going up against the Miami Heat. So that's January 1st. Let's do this practice right quick.
the show, sitting in the front row in a black tracksuit and it's shut down. Touch the road and it's shut down. Boy, better know when it's shut down.
Link up, daddy. Alright. Yo, tomorrow I'm gonna come scoop you. Ain't gonna go to business. Yeah, for sure. Alright. Y'all know.
Yeah. Alright guys, on the next episode we'll be going up against the Miami Heat. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 12 games. We got 12 games, so in the next episode, before my phone died, we'll go ahead and go against Miami Heat. But yeah, man, I ain't trying to make 2 videos in one video, so I'm trying to take one day at a time to finish this. And yeah, man, hopefully y'all enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe.